like bugs. A lot. Spiders, ants, beetles, scorpions. Most people don't even know scorpions are insects. They think they're lizards or something, but they're not. Even lobsters are related to spiders. Yeah, so enjoy your dinner. People are always telling me that bugs are disgusting, but I say, if you can like a dog, why can't you like bugs? The truth is, most dogs are covered in bugs anyway. So every single time you pet your dog, you're really just petting a bunch of bugs. Yeah, even I won't do that. So now, who's the disgusting one?
Dear Mr. President, I know you will never read this letter. I'm fully aware of the fact that letters to you don't even make it to the White House. That they're brought to an office building in Maryland where civil servant types are paid to answer the sane ones. Crazy, hostile letters, like mine. The ones written in crayon on butcher paper. The ones made of letters cut out of magazines. These get sent to the FBI, analyzed, Xeroxed, and burned. But I send them anyway. Once a day, and do you know why? Because the loathing I pour into these pages is so ripe, so full to bursting, that it is my firm belief that anyone touching them will absorb into their hands some of the toxic energy contained therein. This toxin will be passed upwards. It is the nature of bureaucracies to pass things vertically, till eventually, through a network of handshakes, the Undersecretary of Outrageous Falsehoods will shake hands with the Secretary to Perennious Behavior. Under the cloak of night, who will, on a weekly basis in cabinet meetings, shake hands with you before you nod off to sleep. In this way, through osmosis, little droplets of contagion are being rubbed into your leathery flesh every day. In the great country of ours, there must be thousands of people who are sending you poison post. We wait for the day when all the grams and drams and dollops of detestation will destroy you. We attack from below. Our day will come. You can try to stop me. You can raise the price of stamps again. I'll continue to write. I'm saving up for a word processor. For me and my cause, money is no object. Love, Zila.
The purpose of comedy is to... There is not a purpose to comedy. The end. Thank you for your attention. No, really. I believe the primary purpose of comedy is to make people feel good, to feel joy. The experience of amusement actually stimulates chemicals in the brain that makes you feel good. These feelings are increased when the amusement turns into outright laughter and more. But comedy is more than simply a biochemical reaction. Originally, a comedy was a light story or play with a cheerful ending, or a dramatic work involving the triumph over adversity, resulting in a happy conclusion. For example, in 1303, Dante chose to call his poem The Divine Comedy, because it ends happily. The poem follows a pilgrim in his journey through the afterlife to salvation under the guidance of the souls of the Roman poet Virgil and his beloved Beatrice. In modern days, we think of comedy more narrowly, as something that is humorous or funny. There are many different types of humor employed in comedy. Slapstick. The good old banana peel still has comic validity. Lucille Ball was a comedy genius who got into more hilarious messes than anyone ever. Wordplay. Who's on first versus who is on first. You just can't beat it. Abbott and Costello literally wrote the book on wordplay misdirection. Once my dog ate all the Scrabble tiles. For weeks he kept on leaving little messages around the house. A woman in labor suddenly shouted, "Shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, don't, can't!" "Don't worry," said the doc. "Those are just contractions." Deception. Shakespeare was a master at the guy behind the bush overhearing the conversation and using the information to gain an advantage. Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest is brilliantly ridiculous. Everyday observations. Acknowledging the absurdities around us allows us to enjoy the ridiculous aspects of life without going crazy. Why does sour cream have an expiry date? The young Jerry Seinfeld created a stand-up comedy routine entirely from everyday observations, and was so good at it, in fact, that he created his own TV show that simply did it over and over again to his audience's delight. Where are the average things manufactured? The Satisfactory. Comedy can also be used for nefarious purposes. Unfortunately, insult humor is the mainstay of television sitcoms. This type of humor sometimes exposes the flaws of others to their detriment, and it also exposes the flaws of the comic writer, in that they apparently cannot create humor without ridiculing others. As you can tell, not my favorite. On a positive note, comedy is ultimately a shared experience, where together we enjoy a commonality. For a brief moment, it connects us in a positive way and gives us a shared memory to carry with us. Comedy, therefore, is an excellent tool for social development and societal health. That's why I enjoy it. That's why I try to be funny. Why do we drive on a parkway and park on a driveway? Thank you.
Okay, I'm going. I'm really leaving now. If I'm not home in like 10 minutes, they're gonna kill me. Are you coming? No, not in 15 minutes. Are you coming now? Because I don't want to go alone. Because I don't like the dark. What do you mean, how old am I? What's that got to do with it? Do you know what happens in the dark? Things happen in the dark, Dylan. Things that don't happen when it's light out. Like, maybe for instance, bears only come out at night. Or robbers. Or bats. Definitely bats. With rabies. Bats. With rabies. Only come out at night. What? Seriously. Fine. Then don't come. But just remember that whatever happens in the next 5 minutes when I leave is basically your fault. Because I'm definitely leaving in 5 minutes. Definitely. Welcome to my life. This is a monologue
so I'll actually get to show you my true self. How are ya? You won't see the real me once I go over there. At home, I'm the one that won't shut up. At school, it's not the same. I get tripped all the time. I carry around a lot of books, and they always go flying. I guess it's funny to see me fall! I probably get tripped every day. And that doesn't include the whispers, the things I find in my locker. And why? Because I'm small? Because I get the highest marks in school? Because I tell bad jokes? Who knows? It feels like being thrown to the wolves sometimes. Rip out your throat for 1, 2, 3. They're just so quick, and sometimes I don't. What is violence? I always thought it had to be physical, like what that football goon does. But what they do to me, it's not a hit, it's not a punch, but why am I so bruised?